excited to get to our next speaker from 7-Star HR, Jacquelyn Gernaey, and she will be talking about a lot of best practices around HR, hiring, consulting, how to deal with your employees, how to work with them, and how to grow. So a little bit of background on Jackie. She's the CEO of 7-Star HR from Long Island is where she's from. 7-Star HR was founded in 2010, and she'll be presenting leveraging AI technology for effective human resources. Jackie spent over 25 years leading divisions of large companies like American Home Products and Wythe, and then over the last 10 years, focusing on human resources and hiring issues of small businesses through her company, 7-Star HR, with effective hiring product line of services. 7-Star HR supports clients throughout the US and Ontario, Canada, working with small businesses directly in supporting HR and staffing departments by providing overflow project services. She provides ROIs that are cost-effective, reducing the cost for her clients, which is where Jackie really has a huge passion for, is getting those ROIs. When she's not working, Jackie is hard at play, and she loves traveling for pleasure throughout the globe with her family. Jackie, take it away.
Okay. Thank you, Jim, for the kind introduction. We've allotted time at the end for questions, so please make sure you put them in the chat, and we will get started. I wanted to graphically start with the future of the digital workplace related to the workforce and HR. The future digital workplace must empower and connect the workforce with a modern digital organizational experience. We've got quite a few different softwares that are already doing that, and they will continue to grow and expand. Defining how HR delivers their services to the business and participates in developing a digital-ready worker and organization is going to be key. This does not come without a huge amount of change. And as we know, change management is not easy. I want to make sure you listen to EIG partners from Agile Extended tomorrow regarding managing change as it relates to AI. All of these changes are going to have a profound effect on the culture of your organization. Every business will be impacted by AI and will have AI incorporated throughout its operations. If this is a given, which I think it is, your company's current culture will impact how quickly and successfully your organization can adopt AI. And if done well, AI can actually improve company culture. Among MIT survey respondents who implemented AI and saw improved efficiency and decision-making, 75% also saw improvements in team morale, collaboration, and collective learning. According to the MIT Sloan Management Reviews Big Ideas Research Report, business culture affects AI deployments, and AI deployments affect business culture. To realize benefits, though, leaders and HR must build a culture that supports AI implementation and the changes that come along with any new innovation. When considering what types of AI to implement and how to deploy them at your organization, one of your primary considerations should be a readiness for change throughout the company including the change in your culture. There are many benefits to using generative AI, but AI has the potential to not be all good. Rather than talk about these things in a generic way, I'm going to talk about the good, bad, and the ugly of where AI fits into the life cycle of an employee. It's important to note that the impact of AI on employees and their future is nuanced and can vary across industries, organizations, and job roles. This is the definition I have chosen here of the employee life cycle. You hire them, work to get them engaged and productive, move them up in the organization, or move them out. So let's start by applying AI to talent acquisition. Generative AI is shaping recruitment in several meaningful ways. The first is helping hiring managers do the needed preparation before slapping an ad on a job board or hiring a recruiter to get them a new person. Doing preparation can dramatically improve the speed and the quality of the candidates you interview, and AI can help. The first thing it can do is help write better job requirements and job ads. These should be focused not on just tasks, but on the behaviors, motivators, and soft skills required not only for today's job, but also for tomorrow's job. People often hire for skills and fire for attitude or the lack of these soft skills. Generative technology can help benchmark your job by asking you questions about the job so it can create the behaviors, motivators, and soft skills required in order for someone to be successful in that position, and also give you behavioral interview questions you can use. Salary requirements to acquire your today and future person is another area in which AI is useful. Looking at salary changes in real time for each position being hired based on location and years of experience will save you time and help ensure you get the best person. Using programmatic recruiting is a great tool to help you get great candidates. It can also save you time and money. If you think you've never heard of programmatic recruiting and think it's something you're completely unaware of, that's only half true, because many of us who regularly surf the net deal with the world of programmatic, although it's more likely to be programmatic advertising where we see ads chase us based on our viewing history. To explain programmatic recruiting, look at the AI on the left side of the photo. We'll call him Mr. AI Programmatic. His job is twofold. First, he must decide based on the historical data for similar jobs on which of the sites on the slide and thousands more to place the job ad. Once he does, he uses your money and pays for that ad to be sponsored on that site. Next, Mr. AI Programmatic looks to see if anyone geographically near to the job is asking questions about this type of position, like how much someone in that location gets paid for that job. If they have, Mr. Programmatic chases the asker around the internet, showing them that job ad over and over and suggesting they apply. His work is not done once he places the ad, however. He continuously looks at the number of people viewing the ad he has placed and the number of candidates applying from that job site, and decides which sites are doing the best. He rewards those sites by moving your sponsorship money to them and monitors sites at least daily. He has one goal: to make sure that job posting is seen by the right group of candidates at the right time to generate the maximum return on investment, aka candidates for you. In other words, with traditional recruitment, you must choose where to place your ad or identify the most suitable job boards and social media sites, depending also on the type of job you are offering. Using Mr. Programmatic to recruit, this whole process is automated. Mr. AI is making the decisions in the background. If you are using a recruiter, you want to make sure they are using programmatic recruiting to enhance their current candidate database and get new people for you. If you are doing the work yourself and sponsoring your ads on Indeed only, you are missing out on thousands of places candidates are looking. Moving to narrowing the pool, one of the easiest to see benefits of AI is in the large skill pools where you're trying to fill a reasonably well-known job using AI to navigate all the profiles coming through. Many applicant tracking systems utilize AI to parse applicants to find keywords and answers to questions you have asked applicants. AI-enabled screening can narrow your applicant list by identifying those with the most relevant skill sets. If programmed correctly, screening software considers candidates based entirely on qualifications and eliminates unconscious bias that can sometimes affect the initial screening process. Chatbots can answer potential hires' questions, schedule interviews, and communicate key information with them before and after the interview. All this saves you time and keeps the process non-biased, allowing you to focus your efforts on conducting the interviews and choosing the right candidates. Assessments can look at the intelligence levels required for a particular job and compare applicants to both your company's history of successful candidates as well as a wider pool. Using talent assessments to compare candidates to each other and to the job benchmark you did in preparation is going to help you in the decision of whether they have the right behavioral style, motivators, and soft skills. Good here is that AI can save the HR department time, making the acquisition process more efficient and allow HR to focus on more people-oriented or strategic-oriented projects. There are some uglies in acquisition. AI raises ethical dilemmas, such as the use of AI in making important decisions like hiring, promotions, or performance evaluations. The lack of transparency and accountability in AI algorithms can lead to mistrust and unfair outcomes. Also, the job market imbalance caused by the increasing demand for AI-related skills in the job market favors employees with specialized AI expertise and potentially widens the economic divide. Depending on the regulatory environment you're in, you may not be allowed to make any selection decisions without a human being involved. This is particularly true in the US, in New York and California, and in the EU. AI can augment human work, but not cut them out of the decision making. We also say you should use assessments for only 30% of the hiring decision, with the rest being your interview and resume hard skill review. So you've hired them. Finally, you have someone to start doing the work. But before they can do the work, they need to be onboarded. Onboarding is not just signing the new hire documents. Onboarding is a critical step in talent development. That's when recruits form their first impressions of the organization they're joining, and we usually say onboarding should be a 6-month process. It's when they obtain the necessary skills and knowledge, as well as get familiar with the company culture. Long-term employee retention starts with onboarding, so it's vital the new hires feel comfortable and go through the right onboarding process in order to feel confident in their work and that they are made part of the team. Thankfully, the process of AI technology can make the whole onboarding process better and smoother. There's interesting research that was done at Stanford along with others from MIT. In this research, they found that generative AI functionality was incredibly helpful with new hires because they were able to get that institutional knowledge much more quickly. It was at their fingertips through AI. They could ask a question, get the answer, and not feel they were dumb or bothering someone, which made the productivity of new hires happen dramatically sooner. Generative AI gets you 80 to 90% of the way to full proficiency. This onboarding can be totally customized, not only to the job title, but also to the person by using AI to analyze their past or based on a comparison of their skills versus the job benchmark you did. AI-enabled systems are easy to empower with predefined instructions for helping new employees understand the company's processes. This makes training more efficient. AI in an employee onboarding also plays a vital role in empowering enterprises to attract the best talents for any vacancy according to the set criteria. The bad of onboarding using AI is the loss of human interaction and mentorship, which might affect employee well-being, satisfaction, and social connections, all of which are really critical for new employees. The ugly is AI systems lack emotional intelligence, empathy, and the ability to understand nuanced human emotions. This may result in employees feeling misunderstood or undervalued in certain interactions, which is the opposite of getting new employees to be part of the team. Generative AI can help with talent development by analyzing an individual's performance data, skills, and interests to provide personalized training plans that focus on improving specific skills or areas of weakness. One approach is simulation training, putting people in immersive, true-to-life scenarios where they practice skills acquisition in situations that replicate job conditions. These immersive scenarios often incorporate gaming elements that increase motivation, attention, and learning. AI can create simulations that allow individuals to practice their skills in a safe and controlled environment. which is needed, especially in arenas where making a mistake can be deadly, such as pilots or doctors. Reskilling workers has become a challenge for many businesses. AI can analyze an individual's performance data to provide feedback and monitoring of an employee's development. A survey by Oracle found that 64% of employees prefer AI-powered feedback, and 82% of managers believe that AI feedback is more accurate than human feedback. Generative AI can assist coaches in identifying areas where their employees need improvement and recommending the best materials or activities to match the skills and interests of each employee. Given the right data points, AI can potentially analyze performance data and other factors to predict future performance and identify potential top performers. The ugly of this is there might be concerns about privacy and data security caused by using AI technologies to monitor employees' activities, performance review data, and do employees surveillance. With so much change and uncertainty affecting workplaces globally, it can be easy to forget that employees are at the center of any organization's success, and what those employees feel about the companies they work for, their leaders, their teams, and themselves ultimately provides the fuel for engagement and high performance. AI solutions can help improve employee engagement through advanced sentiment analysis. Powered by natural language programming, speech analysis, and other AI tech, it's easier to gather insights into employee behavior. Through more profound analysis of email conversations and biometric data, companies can deliver better employee experiences, improve employee retention, identify red flags, and create a more engaging environment for their workforce. By combining behavioral science with AI-enabled insights, organizations can create a more immersive work culture through timely nudges and stimuli. AI initiatives can remove traditional biases in the workplace and create a fair work environment where employees are recognized and rewarded based on their performance. You can quickly identify and correct trends that promote unconscious bias due to attitudes and culture with AI. You can use AI and predictive analytics to analyze employee data and identify employees who can collaborate easily, ensuring a cohesive workplace environment. You can create effective team structures and hierarchies while considering individual capabilities and complementary skill sets. One of the most demanding challenges employees face is the sheer volume of information available. With the help of AI-powered chatbots, it's easier to quickly find relevant information on any topic. You can improve communication and collaboration and understand the needs of your employees better over time. Your company can become more agile as your employees can access information faster and focus better on achieving objectives. Instead of waiting for annual performance appraisals To evaluate performance and gather employee feedback, AI can help management understand what's working and what's not. Organizations can analyze in real time their employees' state of mind and take corrective measures to reduce the attrition rate and increase productivity. They can also make accurate predictions about employee performance and course of action. The bad in employee engagement is the potential for algorithmic bias. AI systems can be biased if they are trained on biased data or if biases are not properly identified and addressed. This can result in unfair treatment or discriminatory outcomes for employees, decreasing employee engagement. Also bad is the skills gap caused by the rapid advancement of AI, where employees with outdated skills struggle to adapt to changing job requirements, potentially leading to unemployment or underemployment. As the business landscape continues to evolve at a rapid pace, the quest for exceptional leadership and seamless succession planning has emerged as a defining priority for organizations aiming to stay ahead of the curve. Traditionally, succession planning has relied on subjective assessments and human judgment, which can be prone to bias and inconsistency. The advent of AI is transforming the way businesses approach leadership development and succession planning. By leveraging data-driven insights and personalized feedback, AI is becoming a game changer and ensuring that the right talent occupies the right leadership roles. By collecting data from various sources, such as assessments, surveys, and performance reviews, AI creates a comprehensive talent pool of potential succession candidates. The technology can then rank and match candidates to specific positions based on their readiness, fit, and aspirations. To do this, a company needs to take a skills-based approach to employees, looking beyond the work they have done for your company and looking at the skills they obtained before and after they were hired to work for you. Putting together the job benchmarks as to the requirements needed for a succession position is the first step in being able to use AI to monitor and update the talent pool and succession plans as changes occur in the business environment, organizational strategy, and an individual's development. This flexibility ensures the pipeline of future leaders remains relevant and adaptive to the evolving needs of the organization. Setting up a leadership succession plan for each leader allows management to know the skills the next in line are missing and set out a development plan that AI can track. AI can let top leaders anticipate needs for leadership succession maybe before it even knows it needs to be steered. What we get with AI is the ability for a more dynamic approach in a skills framework where you use AI to get a real-time view as to what is happening to the connections between people and jobs, so you can react in real time to the environment. AI lets you learn beyond the walls of your own organization and helps the talent management team focus on talent within the walls of the organization. Succession needs to go from the traditional pipeline management of moving up the pipe to portfolio management, where AI constantly monitors and updates the talent pool and succession plans as changes occur in the business environment, organizational strategy, and individual development. This flexibility ensures that the pipeline of future leaders remains relevant and adaptive to the evolving needs of the organization. Successful implementation of AI in succession planning pivots around adhering to best practices. First, defining clear objectives aligns AI integration with a broader strategic vision of the organization. The ugly of AI in succession is that it raises ethical dilemmas, such as the use of AI in making decisions in promotion or performance evaluation, lack of transparency and accountability in AI algorithms can lead to mistrust and unfair outcomes. So I want to talk a bit about what's going on relative to the government and AI. The government is in the process of drafting regulations to help prevent the bad and the ugly when it relates to employee. Whether they will pass laws to give the federal government the authority to regulate is as yet unknown. We do know on July 13th, 2023, the Federal Trade Commission announced that it had opened an investigation into OpenAI, the founder of ChatGPT or Maker, a leading AI development firm backed by Microsoft. And this was based on claims that OpenAI has ignored consumer protection laws and placed personal data at risk. As AI technologies continue to rapidly develop, companies are strongly encouraged to have rigorous AI governance and compliance policies and practices in place. If we police ourselves and make sure systems are safe and effective, have algorithmic discrimination protections, ensure data privacy, and take humans into consideration, allowing them to opt out of automated systems and have access to a human alternative, hopefully, we can minimize federal and state AI regulations.
Thanks, Jackie. Fantastic presentation. We have a few questions coming in from the audience. Let me just look for them right now. I think that programmatic recruiting was very interesting, they said. And how has it helped to find good candidates? How have you seen it help in that manner?
So what helps is often people are using the big gorilla, I call it, Indeed, to look for candidates. And there are many people that apply all sorts of other places. So that's one way that it can, and you, as you know, or you may not know, job boards are just a list. So as time goes on, I think it's now stated with Indeed, somebody is putting an ad up every 6 seconds. So you can imagine things are moving down the list pretty quickly. But when you use programmatic, it can really keep you at the top of the list. And also, like we're used to being chased when we want to buy khakis, and we go to the next place on the web, and what do we find? Khaki ads everywhere, right? Wherever we go. Programmatic can do the same thing by putting that ad up in front of people and saying, you need to apply to this, if they're in the same geographical area, of course.
Thanks, Jackie. And just kind of a follow-up, but a little bit different direction question that came in, and that's about succession planning and recruiting and how they dovetail together, and whether or not you should be recruiting all the time for folks, or how do you, the people that are entering into the job market are people looking for jobs that already have a job after they lose a job? How do you know you're really getting the best candidates out there? Because there's some people who aren't looking to move, may be your best candidate, and you may be willing to pay them the money that they need to move them. They might not be happy in their environment. How do you find those type of folks?
Okay, so the first thing you need to understand is there are two types of way people come to you. One is those people you talked about, Jim, that are out of jobs and they're looking. So they're going to get on the job boards. They're going to be looking for where, how, and all of that kind of thing. But there are those people that are not, as you said, and what you have to do is outbound searches, meaning LinkedIn, you can do LinkedIn searches, you can do searches on databases. We in 7-Star have some proprietary databases that we use. We always go and do LinkedIn searching if it isn't, we're not getting the candidates. And the other thing is programmatic is also an outbound, because it does go out and grab people and try to bring them back into you.
Excellent, excellent, great response. Another question just came in. Sorry, I'm looking down at the questions.
No problem.
How are employees going to handle the rapid transition to use AI?
Well, as I said, change, right? Change is horrible. Nobody likes change, maybe except me. I like change, but so you need to have a change management process. And I refer people to go see the presentation tomorrow that is going to talk on change management. Because if you can't manage that change,
yep,
you can't get anything to happen. And I know Marty talked a little bit, or you asked a question of him about you make a change and it doesn't stick.
yes.
So one of the other things when you're in the process of change is you can't just set it and forget it. It is something you need to be following up with. I can't tell you how many business owners have said to me, well, this is what I told the employees to do, and I came back 2 months later and they were doing the old thing.
Yep.
And not the new thing. And
right.
So you must constantly follow up. And again, listen to Reed and Layla, because they are going to really be talking about how to not only implement change, but also make it stick, because it is an issue.
It is the trick. People don't like to change. It's always the people on the other side of the aisle that need to change. I know everything to fix this company. This other department needs to do this, right? That's well, what people always say.
If they would only, I could.
Then I could do what I want to do. So that's the classic change discussion. So we did get a good question in here on what advice would you give a candidate to improve their chances of getting hired in this AI augmented world?
Okay. So the first thing you want to do is you need to prepare a great resume. And you need to understand that hirers, are using AI to narrow. So when you look at an ad and it says certain things are needed, you want to make sure that those things are covered in your application that you put it in. Keep it terse. Nobody will read a 3-page resume. Trust me.
So have you ever used OpenAI tools? Just go in there in ChatGPT and put that criteria. You put your resume in.
I don't deal with that portion, Jim. I deal with business owners, so I don't do it. But we use AI through our applicant tracking system and say, okay, these are the things we wanted. I won't take somebody if they don't have this. So screen those out altogether. And I ask 3 questions and I want B as the answer. So I don't even want to see anybody that doesn't have B as the answer, right? So applicants need to understand that's what's going on with applicant tracking system.
It's hard for me not to talk about this because I see it all the time is with folks putting out job specs not aligned to what they really want to hire to. So they put out a job spec, people answer to the job spec, and they never get a call because
they didn't even
put it in the job spec.
They get all the wrong people.
And they get all the wrong people and they go, why aren't you bringing the right people to this job? They don't read the job spec.
A job spec, when you post a job, you have to think it is a marketing tool. It's a marketing tool. That's what you create. It says ad in the word. It's a job ad. That means you need to write it with the great things, not all about you. One, you can put about you, but that should be at the end. But it should be about all the things, great things about working for the company. It should be including the salary, the benefits, etc. But if you're working with great companies, like if you're a company that Stephen King is involved in, you do his accounting, then put some of those cool things in there so you'll get to work with great people like XYZ. Or you'll get to do great projects if you're a manufacturer, like making the tilt board for Superman on Broadway. Whatever it is, make it an ad that markets what it is that you want to have.
And in your culture. So you
in your culture, right. The other thing that I didn't talk about,
is it?
The other thing that I didn't talk about, Jim, is that you want to make sure your website and your LinkedIn profile and the LinkedIn profiles of all the key people are related to the culture in your organization. Applicants are looking at all sorts of things to decide whether you are the right one for them. And right now, when we have a shortage of people in the looking, you want to, again, make sure all that is correct.
Absolutely.
As well.
Well, with that, I think we probably could do one more question. Let's see. What about all these government regulations that we got? Are they going to help or hinder us in the development of AI in the HR area?
Well, if you're thinking about government regulations, I have to say, for me, are the best sales reps I have, because people are just up to here with all of them. They don't know what's going to get changed so fast that they have to hire us to figure out whether they're following the regulations.
Compliance.
But, but relative to employees and people, I think that we need to really be careful to try to build in some things to prevent the government from doing all that. And I think it depends, you know, the Department of Labor and the National Labor Relations Board. We've got a lot of these people that are focused on making sure it's best for the employee. It is going to put constraints on the developers of AI. Hopefully, as I said in the presentation, you know, self-regulate, and maybe the regulations won't be quite as bad.
Oh, that's perfect answer and a perfect way to end our discussion here. Thank you so much for your enlightening presentation, Jackie, and look forward to hearing more from you on our panel discussion at the top of the hour. Thanks so much.
And thanks for this, Jim.
Thank you, Jackie. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. At the top of the hour, we're going to have Dan Adams present on voice of the customer. And you can look at voice of the customer, the end customer, or internally. How do you combine human skills and technology to boost new product success, which Dan will support, Dan will focus on, but also think about it. Understand the voice of the customer. Everybody's a customer inside your company. These tools that Dan will go through have been around for a while. They're tried and tested. They're awesome tools. Please join us at the top of the hour. You will not be disappointed. Thank you.